Welcome back. Yay! I'm so happy you are here. So in this video, I will show you how to make your body and your brain understand that you are happy even if you're miserable. It sounds crazy. And it's not mood making. It's not affirmations going around in your head over and over. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Oh. It's not on that level. We know it doesn't work, right? I mean, it works to some extent, but you have to prepare the body. When you're planting a garden, there's no point throwing the seeds out onto a ground that's full of weeds, right? I mean, it'll result in a couple scraggly plants, but most of the time, it won't even work. So you gotta weed it out. You gotta prepare the soil and make it fertile. And you gotta do that with your body. And I thought I'd put this on because it's nice and colorful and a little bit different, but I'm too warm with it, so I'm gonna take it off, okay? Good. So, first of all, I hope you still remember the exercise of being one with all, awareness going out while being stationary. Good. And you remember the breathing in gently, and the expansion of the ribs, and then the you still remember this. Good. In this one, what you add to this, because it all builds, of course, and by the way, almost none of these things are in the book right now. Eventually they will be, but right now there's still something that I give away for free. And the book just takes off from the last tip, which is today, into the future. So I'm really glad you're catching this. We want to prepare the body for health, right? How do we do this? How do we get healthy? We get healthy by being happy. And if we're not happy, we have to figure out some way of tricking the body and the brain to get us there, even if it's just for a few seconds, because it builds, right? Have you ever tried just, getting out of it somehow and suddenly found, oh, it's not so bad, right? When I was a student 30 years ago, I studied psychology. I was a psychology major and graduated with a BA. There was one study that was just fascinating the heck out of me. And that was, the professor told us that in a clinical study, they took, I don't know how many people, but it was statistically significant, so it must have been a bunch. That's why I didn't become a psychologist, because I can't do all the statistics. Those were all patients who had depression. They responded neither to medical treatment, drugs, nor to counseling. And what they did is they simply asked them to smile. Now that sounds insane, I know. When I'm really down the dumps, the last thing I want is somebody telling me, oh, smile! Which is why I don't think it works to say to smile, but this is what works. Imagine that there are two velvet hooks or cherry pits or something behind your upper molars. So where the molars stop, there's just the gummy part and then there are bones. There's a space there, right? Feel as if two velvet hooks are gently lifting up, almost as if into a yawn, like up, not out, not like this. You don't want to be the joker, because that doesn't work. The brain thinks that you're just nuts at that point. You're not smiling, you're just like faking it. But if you lift up, which lifts up, 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 there will be a crease in your eyes and you'll feel an expansion in your throat, like when you yawn. Feel that feeling, lifting, 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 up, 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 up. At that point, feel like in a yawn, while your uvula goes up, feel your larynx going down, like the beginning of a yawn. And that I do mention in the, that's part of one of the 7 steps. Try this, breathing in, lifting here, up, 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 and then down, down, down. That expansion. Feel like your apple cheeks are just up, and they won't go down again for now. Well, you can relax for a while and then just start again. But have your apple cheeks really up, almost like a little crease there. Make your eyes a little bit wrinkly, like mine. Okay, good. And keep them up. And at the same time, while this is going up, this opens down. And then the third step, if you can do it, I know it's a little much and it took me years to learn it properly, so if you don't get it in those few minutes, you're forgiven and you can rewind and just watch it 2,000 more times, okay? So, lifting up, this goes down into a yawn while this stays up. Really important, the expansion is what we're aiming for, okay? Because that's what a real smile, a real laugh is. It's not some constricted thing. That's why the smile thing doesn't work, because people think, and that's very squishy energy. We want an open, happy energy, right? Up, lifting up high. Feeling good is usually a high emotion, right? Being high, which I've never been, by the way, but you know that feeling of happy. Happy is upward. At the same time, it's relaxed and open. And now comes the third one that goes hand in hand with the E and the Ah, comes the Oo. Acute, pointy feeling in the front of your face. Like you're seeing a cute kitty or a cute puppy and you're going, oh, you're so cute, oh. Or an owl, ooh, 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 ooh. You want to have that direction with the front of your mouth. That's like a cute squirrel mouth or just something really adorable. Or if you see a little baby, you don't usually go, ho, ho, ho. You go, ooh. You lift, you get happy, you expand, you relax with joy, and you make that cute sound out the front of your mouth. Those three together, those physical actions, translate in your brain as something pleasant, as being happy, joyful, adoring, full of gratitude, all those feelings, okay? So this is how you can lift yourself out of an emotional down spiraling, which we've all experienced, or most of us most likely, I certainly have. If you can think of those three things and just do them physically, don't think, yeah, I gotta be happy, I gotta smile. No, think lifting behind the upper molars into an E, upward E, then relaxing this down into a yawn or simply yawning. Oh, okay? And then the front goes into this cute thing. Okay? Ooh, good, good. So this was the first part, which creates a happy feeling in the body, translating into the brain, brain translating it into your emotions. You feel better. And it all happens really fast. I know it takes a while to learn it, and certainly for me to explain it, but once you understand, you feel differently. And you can even practice walking around with that lifted feeling. By the way, it's a great facelift. For those of us who are of that age where we would actually really appreciate a real facelift, but we're not doing it because we're natural people and we couldn't be bothered. That feeling of lift and openness and cuteness results in a more pleasing facial expression, makes you feel better, and it irons out some of the wrinkles. Okay, so that's just an aside, that's not why we're really doing it. Now, now, let's combine this with the first tip, the last video. Your awareness goes out, you breathe in, you expand your rib cage, you keep your rib cage expanded all around. You do this. Okay, and before you do the when you let your rib cage expand, you also lift here. Okay, so breathe in and lift. You have this out, and now you go and see if you can keep the cuteness. Okay, keep the cuteness going. Good, very nice. Make sure those apple cheeks stay up. Lift, apple cheeks. You can have a little bit of a yawn if you want, and the cuteness in front. Okay? Up, down, front. Triangle. Good. Very nice. Now comes the third step. So we created confidence and this relaxed, expanded feeling and the power. We created the happy feeling. And now we're creating the health, the healing in your own body with your own voice. Finally, we're coming to the voice. But like I said, the breath is first. The breath is the first most important piece in this whole puzzle. Because, well, you want to know how important breath is, try not breathing, right? Yeah, it's that important. And just in and out all day long without thinking may not have worked for many of us. As soon as you put your awareness riding on that breath, it becomes a more powerful tool, right? And now that you know how to keep the breath in your body more and expand the lungs more and use your whole body and your energy more and have your power more and your happy moods more, all we can do now is, like I said, we expand the instrument, we build the instrument, we expand it, we create the resonance, the breath, and now when we pluck the strings, it'll create beautiful healing frequencies with your own voice in your entire body. And this is how it'll work. You can do it with me. You breathe in. And before we did now instead of doing with that cute lip, with that smiley lift, with the front cuteness and with the openness, you'll go You'll go from high to low with your own voice. Rather than just using da 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 in your speaking voice, you are now going to use the entire scale, the entire range of your own voice, however that is. If it's just a smaller range, it's fine. But you'll be surprised. You'll probably find that you have a really, really quite a large range. With that extra power and that space and that openness, you've created the instrument that now is capable of accommodating a much bigger range. And we need that range. We need all those frequencies, the higher frequencies resonating with the higher chakras, giving us great mental health and intuition. The medium frequencies, the throat area of self-expression and the heart of love and expansion and inclusion and connection. And then the lower chakras of the power chakra and the creativity chakra and the earthy chakra. We need the whole range enlivened to heal every part of our body with those specific vibrations that you already have. It's not something you have to import complicated way from outside. You have it. Use it. Build your instrument, big and huge. Lift to be happy. It's like the long neck of the guitar or of the violin or the cello or the bass. Okay? And then pluck the strings. Go lifting, breathing in, hold your breath. And do the cuteness. Lift. Cute is very important to get the sound right and the expansion in the throat. And we'll go into more detail and I'll show you more about that and many other things in the book and in the course. But for now, lift up, yawn, front. Do it with me. Breathe in. See how low you can go, okay? See how high you can go. You can start with something squeaky, oh, 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 like that. And you can end it, oh, something very low, okay? Because most of the time we're in the middle range, but we want the earthy energy. We want the high divine energy, right? Our intuition, clear it out and enliven it. But yet at the same time, we want to feel powerful and feel like we're part of this earth and we are incarnated. Sometimes when we're meditators, we're spiritual, we have those frequencies enlivened more. But then we're missing the earthy, stompy part, okay? You can even do some stomping dance sometimes just to get into that power. Vice versa, if we're more of this earth and we're more happy to be here, but we don't have the meditative spiritual bent, then sometimes we're missing the higher frequencies being enlivened. This, your voice, this healing tool, will enliven the whole thing, your whole body, your whole being, all your emotions, wherever they are, they will get enlivened. They get this little fluctuation going up and down, up and down, up and down. All right, I'll show you much more in the course, in my book. If you like this, read the book first. So you are primed to want to do this, primed to want to teach your kids this, to teach your parents this. If they're getting on in age, in years, teach them how to have their voice be enlivened in this greater container, how they can keep better health and more lung capacity and strengthen their immune system. For kids, it's so incredibly important. I've taught hundreds of kids in schools, and sometimes they come in totally not interested, just flailing around and talking with each other, and by the end they're literally jumping up and down with this energy, okay? Because it creates this coherence in the body, this enlivenment with their own energy, which they sometimes don't feel. Kids are so prone to being bullied, or this peer pressure that comes at them, and the teacher wants this, the parents want this, and the friends want this, and who are they? Where do they live? Oh, they get into the center with these exercises, and especially with what I teach in the book and the course. They get into the center, they expand out, and suddenly there they are. They feel who they are, they make good decisions, they're happier, they're easier to be around, and they get healthier. So for kids, for adults, for parents, for teachers, for yoga teachers, this is so vital. Please spread the knowledge everywhere that we need to use at least 80% of our voice. I don't know if it's even medically possible to use 100%, but from what I know from my experience and what I've read is tuba players and athletes, great athletes and opera singers use up to 80% of our vocal potential, of our lung capacity. So, my dears, I love you. I so love that you are here with me, that you are starting to expand out and get happier and learn how to pull yourself out of a funk. If you loved this, if you even liked it and you found some effect, you will absolutely love the book, and you will love even more the course that goes with it. Because in it, it's 10 different tapes. Some are very short, 3 or 4 minutes, some are a little bit longer, 19 minutes, and you can go at your own pace, at your own speed, rewind if you want to, fast forward if you need to catch something else, and you see me do it. You hear me do it. You feel, you can vibe with me, you can feel how I do it. And that is what I had to do. When I was in this major health crisis 25 years ago, I had to watch hundreds of singers, mostly female sopranos, how to move their body and their breath and their voice and how to get healthy. I needed to do it. You don't need to do it. You may want to do it, so that for the rest of your life, you have a basis in your own voice and breath to create happiness and power and freedom and exhilaration and joy anytime you want, anytime you need. All right? I love you dearly, and I can't wait to see you in the course. Until then, be well and sing yourself well. Ooh.